Well,
Has something happened over the
can
weekend?
you feel it? Can you feel it? It's palpable. It's tangible. We're going to win. We're going to win. Everyone can feel it. It's in the air. Rupert Lowe on Friday announced the Restore Britain as a national party. Can you remember where you were when you first got the news?
Probably on the drive back home.
Were you elated?
I didn't find out until I got home, so yeah, it was good news.
All right, brilliant. And you?
No, it was really good. The whole thing was done perfectly.
Brilliant. Well, I was sat on my sofa. I saw this. I was like, oh my God, yes. Got to do a live stream straight away. Amazing. It's in the air. People are happy. So this is how we launched it, basically. 35.4 million views since it was launched now. And it was this video. And I thought we would just watch a little bit of it. I'm going to sort of start it and talk about some bits and pieces of it and just sort of go through it, basically. Can't hear anything, I don't think.
No, I can't hear anything either.
Fantastic. Can we get some sound? That'd be brilliant.
Have we still not fixed this problem? This is kind of an important one to have this problem fixed for. I believe this is most of the segment. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, there are multiple things that I would like some sound for. That would be great.
Have we got a television remote in here? Maybe it's just muted on our end. Can the audience hear it?
Can we have...
Sorry, folks.
They can hear it.
Behind the... I don't know. He said a few seconds. Behind the scenes, Harry, different from me, I'm not just talking to myself, is trying to resolve this problem very quickly. A Phantom Samson has appeared behind the scenes as well to check everything. Nate, I'm ever so sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
We clearly,
definitely not an important segment to have great technical things.
Clearly we have little Tories in the wires trying to sabotage everything.
Oh, little reform wets.
Alex Phillips has infiltrated the building.
That's it.
No.
That's it.
I think one of the key things about it was how thoroughly English it was. And how the messaging of it, not MAGA messaging, very understated, very to the point, focusing on the actual issues and promising hardship as a way forward, which is really the only way for anything good to get done. You've got to suffer through it.
Yeah, well, let's sort of...
let's give a general overview of this whilst the problem is being sorted, and then perhaps we can talk about specifics if we can hear in the audience.
Yeah, exactly. So Rupert chose to make the announcement on a farm, which visually and philosophically is an incredibly profound location to do it.
Yes.
Because it speaks to the very heart of England, Britain as a whole. Mm-hmm. And he's using it as an allegory for what has been robbed from the natives.
Yes.
And he effectively says as much. You know, on the farm, we don't think in election cycles. You know, we think in seasons, we think in generations. And that is what has become so just out of the realms of possibility for politicians to consider.
Yes.
I've got to think 4 years down the line, 3 years down the line.
Got to think of popularity.
Yep.
Got to think of blocks, a lot of them ethnic blocks of voters. Exactly. I've got to think short term, as opposed to actually thinking in philosophical terms, which is what is good for the future of my children.
Yeah.
And how should I approach politics based on the fact that it's a generational game. It's not a today and tomorrow game.
Yeah, precisely.
That was really the power of it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that's what especially spoke to me.
Oh, here we are. We can actually hear it now. Thank goodness.
Thank you very much. Anyway, so we'll listen to this.
I have chosen to speak to you today from the farm because places like this represent what proper Britain is about. Hard work, responsibility, effort, duty, stewardship. This is the England I know.
These are beautiful words, right?
And this is the England that I love. On a farm, you don't think in election cycles or headlines or polling. You think in seasons. You think in generations. In what you leave behind to those who come after you. And
so I'm going to stop that there. And sort of, you know, we've already touched on this a little bit, but I want to hammer that home. It's super important. You know, this is a nativist party for the natives. Yes, he's also made clear for those that actually are coming here on merit, wanting to integrate, all those kind of things. Sure. But specifically, it's a nativist party for the natives, and it's about realising that England is our inheritance.
And wanting to integrate into the native culture.
Precisely.
Not into multicultural UK.
Precisely.
There's a difference there. There's an order of priorities there. And the order of priorities is what is good for the natives, that is what will be done.
Yep.
And on that basis, other things will be assessed.
Exactly.
Rather than there's a universal principle that everybody is waiting to touch British soil to become British.
Yeah. But to me, what it spoke to me, and I wonder if it said the same thing to you. Again, it's that this land is ours. It's mine. It's my inheritance. It's your inheritance. It's your kids' inheritance. Right? Was that the sort of vibe that you got?
Oh well, it's certainly it's certainly not the reform confetti and fireworks and kind of MAGA-esque posturing that you get from the kind of promotional material that they put out.
Pyrotechnics.
Obviously, Restore and the message that they're speaking so far is much closer to something that I agree with than what Reform is doing. And people say with Reform they're doing it for electoral viability, they're doing it for this or that kind of three-dimensional chess reason, whereas I would actually just say that Reform's messaging can kind of be taken on its face value. And this is much more promising to me in the face of that.
Yeah. Okay, excellent.
That's why, here on the farm, I am now launching Restore Britain as a national political party. I'm now going to dedicate my life to finding, organising, funding, and providing hundreds of qualified candidates to present to the British people at the next general election. This process has already started, with invitations being issued to patriots in aligned political parties, Reform, the Conservatives, the SDP, Advance, and more. In local politics, we will work in partnership with localised political parties, such as Great Yarmouth First, that have the best interests of their residents at heart, combining our forces at the next general election. The men and women standing for Restore in that election will not be politicians.
Music to my ears. Music to my ears.
Well, let's head something off here that I've heard some people saying as a criticism, more of those supporting Restore than of the parties that they're supporting, which is that they say that people are very critical of Reform for taking in Tory MPs and ex-Tory ministers, whereas Restore are not being criticised anywhere near the same level, when Rupert says explicitly here that he's happy to take MPs and some people from parties like the Conservatives. And I think there are a few differences here, which is one, Reform are overtly taking like members of the previous governments, members of Boris Johnson's government.
Actual failures and traitors.
Yes, people who have a proven track record of the largest immigration wave, legal immigration wave, that this country has ever seen in its history.
And also draconian measures in terms of, no, we're going to pin you down and shove something in your arm. I'm going to make you walk around with a passport to show that you've got this thing.
And high level corruption.
Nonsense.
High level corruption on many levels. You've been looking into some of the stuff that's been written about some of the insider workings of the Tory party. Because as well as that, it's not just necessarily... Just because we dislike the Tory party does not necessarily mean that we believe that every single person who has ever been involved in the Tory party is automatically compromised and automatically a terrible person who isn't on our side. It's more as well that the structure of the party and the way that it's been governed has a major effect in limiting who can get to the top and what policies can get pushed through.
It's a ludicrous position to say that all Tories, every single Tory ever in existence, are terrible. That's a ludicrous position to hold. It just so happens that, unfortunately, the Tories will only allow local people to be put forward for the electorate when they know they're about to fail. And those are the good ones, generally speaking. But there are some good ones that do get through.
More than that, there's a fundamental difference between Gettr, who oversaw the Afghan plan to bring in people from a country where 99% support Sharia law, and that was documented by Pew, versus somebody who was in the Tories, opposed certain things, supported certain things, stuck with a party, now is looking for a new home. So these things are qualitatively different things.
Yeah.
And the idea that you should approach this with zero nuance is not tenable.
Yeah, it's just a...
And similarly, Reform have shown themselves to behave in a similar manner to the way that the Tories did, given that we know that Reform were using Hope Not Hate as a vetting service for their own candidates. I would not be shocked at all.
Well, let's watch a little bit. It's quite long, actually. Let's watch a bit more of this.
I promise you that. They will not be failed ministers. They will not be tainted by failures of the past. They will be from business, from the military, from science, from medicine, from education, from industry, representing real communities up and down the country.
Pause there for a second.
Yep. Yeah.
So one of the things that made the Conservatives the natural party of government was the local association structure.
Yeah.
Where essentially, if you were successful in your local community and you were a representative of the fishermen, you could then be elected as a representative because you reflected this exact idea.
Yeah.
That was the key strength of British democracy, that it was hyper-local, in that the Conservatives would select from these communities people who these communities wanted. And that meant that you constantly had to be in debate with the local associations to find a big tent compromise based on British traditions and British principles. As opposed to you parachute people from anywhere to go to your safe seats and you insert them there, as was done with Rishi Sunak with Richmond, and then you decide to elevate them. So if this is going to be the model, this is a return to a very British tradition and a very British way of doing things.
Yeah, but it's not only that, it's also a smart model, right? Like this model does actually work.
Exactly.
You know, rather than just hiring people that are a career politician.
That's the only model that can make democracy work and not make it retarded.
Yeah, which is what we've seen. So.
Which is what we've seen. It has become completely retarded. It has become controlled by an oligarchy.
Yep.
And we saw that through Mandelson, and we see that in other arenas.
Yeah.
So this is a huge difference here in that, okay, how are you going to fix British democracy the British way?
Yeah.
Every single one will be from well outside the existing political establishment, and every single one will understand the difficult decisions that need to be taken. Because there are no easy fixes. I'm not going to tell you comforting lies about the condition of our country. I have only ever been honest with the British people, and I will be straight with you now. What is necessary will be incredibly painful. But for the first time in a very long time, voters will have a genuine alternative which is truthful with them about the scale of what now has to be done. The first priority is to control who comes to our country, and more importantly, who stays in our country. Restore Britain will not just stop mass immigration, we will reverse it.
A million voices cried out in hope and joy.
I mean...
And the millions
this is so
about to be deported cried out in pain.
Again, these are very strong promises.
But straight out the gate as well.
Straight out of the gate, very strong promises.
Not mincing words.
One of the benefits of Restore having only been a movement/policy think tank, whatever you'd want to call them, prior to them announcing themselves as a party, is that they did take the time to start to formulate policy papers, like the remigration mass deportation paper that they released last year, which I've spoken to some people about who are more knowledgeable about the British legal system and legislation than I am, who said that while there were a few things that they weren't entirely sure on in there, it was probably the most comprehensive piece of legislation that they've seen written up.
It's more comprehensive than anything Reform's done.
And that's why you release it. You release it to get that feedback.
Yeah.
You follow this process with the objective of tightening it up.
Yeah.
And we also know a lot of the people who frankly are behind a lot of Restore. People like Charlie Downs, people like Harrison Pitt, and these are smart young guys with drive, ambition, and they know what to aim for, and they have a good idea of how to aim for it. So all of that is good. Now, this isn't to say that these guys are going to be like Restore or Rupert or anybody is going to be protected from any criticism in the future if they start to go back on this stuff, if they start to pull back on, well, we never said we would actually deport people. Oh, we never said that we wouldn't accept Nadine Dorris into the party or anybody this.
We'll put them on blast.
If they start to behave in that way, we will absolutely go for the throat.
Yeah, 100%.
But right now, everything that they're saying and everything that we know about everybody in the party, how it's functioning, and the work that they've done over the past year, is looking pretty promising.
But it's also how everyone involved has been consistent. That's their consistent stance.
Yes.
So it would be very, very unusual for them to suddenly flip it. But we'll see. But it's still worthwhile mentioning, yeah.
Every single illegal migrant will be securely detained and then deported. The message will be unrelenting. If you are in this country without our permission, you will be removed. For the foreseeable future, far more people must leave Britain than arrive. If a foreign national is unable to speak English, lives in social housing, claims benefits, refuses to work, fails to integrate, commits crime, or even actively hates our way of life and wishes to do us harm, then they must leave or be made to leave. Restore Britain.
Just to clarify on that, that's not an extreme position. Anyone saying that is an extreme position, get your head checked.
Sounds perfect.
Give your head a wobble.
That's perfectly normal to me. It's like the same sort of set of rules that I apply to guests in my own home.
It's the same set of rules that apply near enough across the entire globe, aside from anywhere that is white.
This is the key point. This is the sensible and moderate position. The idea that you can just land in a foreign country and
get put up,
live on their expense makes zero sense.
Mental.
I mean, nobody else does that. You can't go to China and expect to live on the generosity of the Chinese. It just doesn't work that way.
Whilst actively saying, I hate your culture.
Well, not actively saying, I hate you and I hate everything about you. Yeah, exactly. There's a madness to what has been done.
Yeah.
It's that is the extreme position. This is the sensible center.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Will make our communities safe again for women and children. That, I promise you. If that means millions go, then millions go. We're constantly told that the economy needs vast swathes of low-skilled migrants. We know that's simply not true. What we need is to...
Is that scorn, isn't it?
I love the sneer.
Low-skilled migrants.
Like he's holding back his gag reflex or something.
They're talking about automation and AI, but they're saying that you need Pakistani train drivers and Jamaican bus drivers.
Yeah.
Explain it to me.
Oh, it's completely insane.
Explain it to me.
Yeah, none of their policies make it.
I'm going to discuss this in my segment. You see how the British state tries to equalize incomes between different groups because that's been the result of the demographic change and the socialist communist dogma that they believe in.
What's it they call it? Wage compression. Where they're just trying to take the lower and upper limits of the average wages in this country and flatten them down to the same level.
That's exactly what the data shows.
Mental.
Yeah.
Get millions of healthy Brits back into work. A radical overhaul of how welfare is delivered. Protecting those in genuine need, but not funding healthy shirkers to live off the back of hard-working men and women. If you can work, you must work. It really is that simple. Restore Britain will be abundantly clear. If you consistently refuse work, then you will lose your benefits. We will punish indolence, and more importantly, we will reward success. We will provide vast economic incentives for men and women to start businesses, generate opportunities, build wealth, and create self-sufficient families. Standing here today on the farm, I know exactly what it means to deal with energy bills, labour shortages, regulation, unproductive paperwork, planning restrictions, tax, and endless uncertainty. The state has definitively become the enemy of the people.
And that's absolutely true. I don't think there's very few people that believes anything queer Stalin has currently done is in the interests of the natives.
None of it is explicable if your operating assumption is that this is a man who loves his country and his people, you can't explain any of his actions.
It's mental, yeah.
And
If your operating assumption is that he absolutely hates them,
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
all of it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I mean, hates them and is also completely schizophrenic in how to punish them.
Yeah.
Because he's like done what, 13, 14 U-turns on policy as people have been documenting. The man just knows that he hates us, but he doesn't know
How
to apply it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Restore Britain will burn away suffocating taxes on work and enterprise. We will slash unnecessary regulation. We will dismantle bloated quangos and the overbearing HR culture. We must crush parasitic Britain. We will restore long-term, stable, logical policy so that businesses can plan and invest and grow again.
Could you pause for a second? When he's talking about the regulation and he's tinkering with the stream, sort of shows you a sort of philosophical picture that the country is meant to work naturally, and it's you who have dammed it up, or you, the government, who have dammed it up and clogged it.
Yeah, I love that. And that's completely true, because we, as a nation, the amount that we want to work and do stuff and sort of be entrepreneurial is huge. I mean, even with everything that's happened, we still grew the tiniest amount because we're still really trying.
0.1%.
I know, it's dreadful, but that's against all odds.
Against all odds.
That was a hard 1.1%.
Against all odds.
And you sort of see that a nation of shopkeepers is not in fact a slur. It means that everybody thinks, how can I provide for myself and provide for my family? Because it's a community. You go to the grocers and you go to the butchers and you go to whatever, and everybody takes care of themselves, and it flows naturally like a river. So there's a spiritual image there, which I really liked.
Yeah, I like it.
Restore Britain is about much more than numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about who we are as a nation and who we are as a people. Britain is not just an economy. Britain is not just an idea. Britain is not just a passport. Britain is a nation. Britain is a people. Our people.
Yes. The one and only party that actually stipulates that, we're not an economic zone. Exactly. All right, just because you get a passport doesn't mean you're British. All right, just because you subscribe to these nebulous, vague British values doesn't mean you're British
vibes?
Either. Yeah, the vibes as well. Yeah, that can go right in the bin. It is a people. It's a nation. It's 1,000 years plus of history.
Bound to a place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Restore Britain will never allow that to be erased. We will celebrate our Christian heritage and the identity that built and shaped this country. Responsibility, restraint, forgiveness, duty, and fairness. In short, a high-trust society. That will mean defending our culture. That will mean resisting the relentless creep of radical Islam. That will mean banning the burqa, outlawing Sharia law, blocking cousin marriages, and reimposing our Christian-based rule of law. A Restore Britain government would legislate to ensure that no halal or kosher slaughter on British soil. This is Britain, and we will do things our way.
I like that specifically as well, and I think I even said it in one of my posts, is that, this is our land. English culture should be supreme. That shouldn't be. That's not
a subject of debate.
It's not even an extreme position.
How is that a subject of debate?
If I go to Japan, I want Japanese culture to be supreme, right? Like, that's mad that we live in this time.
This political party now exists for one reason: to restore Britain, to make it a better, safer, and more prosperous place for British men and women to raise their families. It will be difficult and it will be painful, but I assure you, it is possible. I hope you will consider joining me on this journey and becoming a member of our party. It is our country. It is now our collective responsibility to act. Together, we will restore Britain. Thank you.
I like that there's no sugarcoating it.
No, but it still feels hopeful.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's grim optimism.
Well, I was going to say, there's a hopefulness to it, but the idea that the hopefulness will pay off 50 or 60 years from now.
I felt hopeful.
Well, no. I agree. There's a lot to hope for if they can make everything in there come to pass.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that, again, there was no sort of false optimism displayed there. Even in the presentation of it, you're watching a man of an older generation on a grim, cloudy day in the British countryside, which has its own particular beauty to it, talk to you about the grim necessity of of what needs to be done, whilst very dour and sad piano music plays in the background. There's no MAGA Americanism to it, which would have been inappropriate, and there's no sort of reform faux MAGA American stuff in there. This is a much more British composure to this whole thing.
This is the British stoicism in the face of adversity. That's what that is, to me. That's what that was.
This is a farmer working through a rainy day.
Yeah, yeah. So, if you haven't signed up already, go sign up. I did straight away, absolutely straight away. I wasn't a full cards on the table. I wasn't a member of Restore Britain prior to this. I wasn't interested in joining a lobby group. The moment they created a national party, boom, you've got my money. I'm happy to sign up. More than happy to. I stand on my own principles.
I believe they've got 50,000 members already. At the most recent announcement that you made.
Yeah, we're going to get to it. So this is fantastic. And then the dominoes have begun to fall. So we've got Ben Habib. We won't watch this because we're a little bit tight on time now due to the technical issues. But this is Ben Habib basically announcing I'm going to go to the College of Advance with the express desire and push to merge Advance with Restore Britain. So that's over 40,000 members that will be merging with Restore Britain. Now, he's speaking from the perspective of this is going to happen. He's not saying maybe, if, but to maybes. He's like, I'm going to go there and talk about the specifics of the merger. It's not if we're going to merge, it's the specifics of. So as far as I'm concerned, that's happening in terms of how he's articulated it anyway. Some people have said he's posted some things lately which may sound like that's not happening. In the comments to those tweets, he said no, that's absolutely not the case. So I still stand by this. He's not deleted this either. So this is fantastic. This is the uniting of the right, as far as I'm concerned. And you've got Elon Musk. He's down for this. So you should combine efforts. And Ben Habib's like, yep, that I hope is the plan. So again, still pushing for it, still wanting it. Great, brilliant. We've even got British elites. Duncan Bannatyne, who's an incredibly rich individual.
£500 million net worth.
Yeah, massive amount of money. Saying, wonderful to hear. We chat sometime soon. Now, I cannot stress how important that actually is for members of the upper echelon of British society to break from the status quo, publicly promoting a nativist right-wing party that is promising millions of mass deportations. That's huge.
But Bannatyne came out around the same time as Ratcliffe last week, didn't he?
Yeah, and now the floodgates are just opened.
If you're a British industrialist, you have to invest in this.
Yeah.
If you actually make things as opposed to import things, you have to invest in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I might see part of it as well. I've only just noticed in Bannatyne's bio there, he has 7 children.
I didn't know that, to be fair.
I mean, that's fair play to you, buddy.
Good on you, dude.
Fair play to you.
Good on you, dude.
And I thank the Lord every day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so that actually goes to the next thing. He said, who will stand up for the rights of Christians? So this is a thing. He has now started to sort of break from the status quo. He's starting to push this just publicly. Again, like I didn't know he was so based, did you? This is new to me.
It's new to me as well.
It's brilliant, but it's brilliant to see, right?
Yes.
You know, you've got stupid man here, robot 5,000 queer Stalin, saying my Labour government will stand up for the rights of Muslims. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. You're not native here. A Prime Minister's job and a government's job is the native people, the protection of the native people. This is absurd, multicultural nonsense. So good that Bannatyne's jumped on that as well. Now, unfortunately, not everyone on the right wants to jump on board, of course. You've got Tenkoni here of UKIP being like, no, we stay the course. We weather the storm. So, yeah, he's not on board. But never mind, mate, because UKIP's not going to achieve anything, bud. So don't you worry about it, I guess. Enjoy that. Is this one? What's this one?
Scroll up. Scroll up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and so just to round it off, because this is comical as hell, all you Reform voters, did you want a Reform Tory pact? I mean, they're basically indistinguishable from one another now anyway. But yeah, that's what's being discussed now. A Reform Tory pact.
I think we should be clear about what some of the problems with such a thing would be in the first place as well. It's not just that with the Tories that you're pulling over Tory MPs and Tory members and councillors, who can all be of varying quality and could in fact be good people. It's the fact that with the Tories you're also pulling over the entire party structure and all of the people like Michael Gove who are in charge of it, who are not to be trusted.
It's essentially Michael Gove and Dougie Smith.
But also,
the two power brokers in the Conservative Party. They're the ones who actually control it. We've seen where their politics get. Okay, why try again?
Yeah, but also, not only that, is Reform was the protest vote. It was the vote to smash in the Tories, get them gone. Well done. Apparently, if you want to vote for Reform at the next election, you'll just get the Tories, which is what a banger tweet there from Nate or Mistake Reviews. What a brilliant,
who's that guy?
Brilliant tweet. I don't know.
Never heard of him.
Looks rather dashing there in that photo there. Anyway, says vote Reform, get Tories, vote Restore, get the nativist party working in your interest. Ratioed. Banger. Absolute banger. Anyway.
To be fair, ratioing Talk TV is not that hard.
I know, but well, all right.
Give him something, all right. Give him something.
I still get a small sense of satisfaction from it.
I'm with you.
But there you go. Restore Britain. Tangible, palpable. If you want to restore Britain to what it once was, not just merely reforming and sort of tinkering around the edges of the globo-homo multicultural nonsense,
you're either reforming Tony Blair's UK or you're restoring Britain.
Exactly.
This is the division here.
Yeah.
You're either going back to the Cameron Blair days through reform, or you're actually restoring. It's that simple.
So £20. Join now.